Great to see everybody. Thank you for coming. We want to say hello to our YouTube audience and thank you for joining us in the sacred energy of Circle this morning. So today you're going to be able to watch our evidential mediums as they connect with people who have crossed over to the other side and deliver messages from those people. And we hope that by watching our mediums at work, you'll come to understand that the loved ones that you may have lost are in fact still with you. So please join us as we open this morning with a prayer. Holy Father, Mother God, thank you for allowing us to come together today in service of spirit. Please help us to open all of our senses, physical and spiritual, so that we can receive your messages without interference from our own minds. We humbly ask that you make this circle an uplifting and joyous experience for everyone in attendance. Please ask the spirits who recognize the voices in this room to join us this morning so that we will know that they watch over us, love us, and protect us still. And please allow us to deliver the information presented by Spirit with grace and compassion, in complete trust and respect of your infinite wisdom. Amen. All right, and we have 6 people today, so I think we can do 10 minutes each, okay, with limited feedback, if that sounds good. Okay, and whenever anybody gets a link, just go ahead. Rene, you ready to start?
Yes. I'm being drawn to JoAnn, but I asked everybody to listen, and can I have your permission to work with you, JoAnn?
Yes, most definitely.
Okay. I'm being shown an image of this beautiful woman, and she looks very similar to you. And I'm not sure if this could be your mom or a sister or an aunt, but she looks very similar to you. She has dark hair, beautiful face, this absolute beautiful smile. She's just smiling. But it's kind of funny because she's stepping in with this real upbeat attitude and dancing, and she's talking about dancing, and she's given me that song. I don't know if you've ever heard it. It's called Tootsie Roll. It's a really good dance upbeat song. Are you familiar with that song at all?
I'm not familiar with that, but I understand the dancing.
Okay, good. She's talking about dancing, and this is like a real upbeat song, and she's just talking about dancing. And I don't know if she liked to dance also, but I feel like you love to dance. I know your daughter dances, so she's bringing in about dance. And she's also talking about, there's a little saying that goes, just dance and don't be afraid of who's watching you. So she's showing me like in the kitchen and just like dancing around in the kitchen and just having a lively outlook this week. I feel like there's something that's pressing on your heart, that she's just saying, just be upbeat and just dance through it. She's also showing me working in her house. She was a very clean person. She liked to clean house. Would you understand this about her?
Yes, but I think yes.
Okay. I feel like this is your mom. Does it feel like your mom to you?
I feel that you have 2 people.
Okay. As you say that, I hear mom and grandma. So I don't know if these are the 2, but anyway, she's also showing me with a broom and sweeping, and she's showing me like sweeping out off of a porch, and she's showing me flowers outside, and spring is starting here, and she's just talking about the newness and things that you should, like, she wants you to like kind of do like a to-do list and just incorporate fun things in there, even if it's going out and planting a flower and then going in and folding the laundry, or going out to lunch with some friends and coming home and cooking dinner for the family. Just sprucing up your life with a little fun things to make you feel important, because she's just putting all this love around you. She's just shown me another picture of her. She just has such beautiful dark hair. Would you understand this about her?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's also shown me her hands in prayer. I feel like she was also a religious woman too. Would you understand this?
Yes.
Okay. She's shown me a Bible by her. I feel like she would read Bible from time to time. Would you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. She's shown me a table or a nightstand next to her bed, and she would have a book there. She would also like to read before she would go to bed. Would you understand this?
I think she read the Bible before she
Okay,
go to
okay,
bed.
because I'm seeing the Bible there, but it feels like she also has like some other little book, like with quotes or something in another smaller book around her. She's talking about Easter or April having significance to you. Would you understand Easter or April?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, okay, she's talking about that. I feel like she had a really close friend that she could confide in. Would you understand this?
Yes.
Okay, because she's talking about this dear friend of hers. Very heartfelt. I feel like the two of them had children almost the same ages too. Would you understand this?
Yes.
And they could talk to each other about raising children's and different tips on what to do or what not to do or what happened in their life or a funny story around the kids. And this just created a stronger bond with them. She's just smiling on that. I feel her friend passed before her. I'm not sure if you would know that or not.
Yes.
Okay. And she really missed her. She missed the times that they talked together. Um, she's also showing me cards. Would you understand cards around you? Playing cards?
I don't understand that.
Okay. She's showing me cards, and I don't know if these are tarot cards or playing cards, but something with cards, just playing with cards. I don't know if you're looking into maybe learning to read tarot, or there's a card game you and your family like to play, but she's just showing me cards, and she's showing me shuffling them and putting them out in front of you. Would you understand any of that?
Not that I'm aware of right now, anyway.
Okay, okay. And as I say that, as I say shuffling the
Mhm.
deck, and she's showing me putting them out on the table, she said, you're also shuffling through some decisions on some things that are going through your head. Would you understand that?
I do understand that. Yes.
Okay. Um, and she said sometimes it's just like shuffling a deck of cards. Um, there could be different meanings and there could be different scenarios of a card play. And she said, and in this solution for you, you have to weigh them all. You have to look at all the different aspects as these cards are played to you, how you're going to play them.
Mm-hmm.
And she's standing like right at your left shoulder looking over, like helping you to guide through this. I don't know if there's times when you actually feel her. She's also talking about there's a certain window in your house where the sunshine comes in, that you will notice this window with the sunshine coming in, and she's saying she's pouring her love through that sunshine, through that window in that room. Would you
Mm-hmm.
understand a room like that with sunshine?
I'm trying to think. I have a lot of windows. And
She
that's
showed
why I
me
want,
this little window where the sun is just filtering through. And she says, as you walk by and you'll like notice the sunshine. And she's like, that's her love. She's showing you her love pouring through. She has never left your side. She's also shown me a dog. And I'm not sure this was her dog, but I feel like this was a family dog. Would you understand this?
we
And it's
didn't
just
have,
like darting in and out of her feet or your feet, just scampering around in the room. It looks like a dark colored, almost like a rusty colored dog.
okay. I believe that's my dog.
Okay. And she's just showing me this dog bringing joy to the family. And she's saying, you know, how she was talking about dancing. Dogs, no matter when you leave and come back, they're happy to see you. They don't actually know if it's 3 minutes or 3 hours or 3 days. They're always happy. And she said, and they're always jumping around and wagging their tail. And she said, she wants you to find a little bit of extra happiness this week. Just be like the dog, you know, shaking your whole body and shaking your tail and just bringing about some happiness. And she's saying she's right by your side. She's shown me a pen in hand and like journaling. She wants you to journal a little bit more. She's actually showing me you sitting down and taking some me time just for you and writing out. She's saying write a letter to yourself. And she says, and at the top of that list your priorities of what makes you special, what makes you present yourself to this world with all these wonderful traits that you have. Because sometimes you, and she's pointing to you, forget these things. And she said, this week is all about you. And she wants you to uplift yourself, and uplifting yourself will actually uplift all those around you, she's saying. And she's just putting her arms out and like drawing you close to give you this big hug. And I'm going to leave that with love and thank her for coming in and thanking Spirit for allowing me to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Rene. I muted myself. You had shared a lot. I believe you had, but they blend so closely, my mom and my sister.
Oh,
And yeah, and they come in and it's hard to distinguish them, you know, because they're very similar in energy. Um, yes, one important evidence was my sister had one best friend, like her entire life.
oh,
Yeah. So I knew that was her when you said that. Like, and she did pass
oh.
before her. And that's one. And the third, yeah, about dancing. That's a big thing about we just get up and dance in the kitchen no matter what. I was just doing that. I'm always doing that.
Oh.
And I won't
Oh,
give it too much away, but yeah, we love to dance. Thank you.
thank you.
Renee.
Well, nice job, Rainey. But you made me think of something here that I wanted to ask you about. And that was when you talked about the praying hands. And you didn't specifically say, at least initially, that the spirit was religious, but you said, I see praying hands. Okay. So, can you take a moment to talk to our YouTube audience about why it's important to understand symbols in mediumship?
Sure. She actually showed me her sitting in her hands in a prayer mode. And that to me is also a symbol for me that they're religious or they're Catholic with a strong belief. And just actually seeing her with her hands in a prayer.
Okay. All right. And symbols for our YouTube audience can come in a lot of ways. So if anyone else following Rene comes across a symbol in their reading, point it out, okay, for our YouTube audience so that they will come to understand the whole thing about symbols, okay? All right, who wants to go next? Sorry, Candice, thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. So I feel that I have a lady with me, and she's making me aware of blowing out a candle. And I feel that she's highlighting the color purple for me. And I just feel the little things, like even her favorite color, used to make her heart so happy. And can anybody take this lady so far? Rene? Okay.
I can understand.
Okay. And she's also showing me a past memory where I feel that you would be much younger and outside and have a costume on and like go down the slide. Can you take that?
Yes.
And I feel that you would have chatted with her about what foods to make and what ingredients to put in. I feel that you would have spent a lot of time together in the kitchen. Can you take that?
Yes.
She's making me aware of your plants that you have in the pot plant holders. And I feel that she's talking about what care you take when you are tending to your plants, that you even take out the dead leaves. Can you take that?
Yes.
Okay. And she is making me feel that she passed of an illness. Can you take that with her?
Yeah. Yes.
And I feel that you would have sent or sent healing to her. I feel that she allowed you to do this for her. Can you take that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And because there was such like a deep trust there with you and her, and I feel at ease. And she knows that you only had good intention, because I feel that she felt your love in all that you did for her, you know?
Yes.
And you would even make her things or say, here's some tea, come drink this. Can you take
Yes.
that?
Yes.
I feel that you would have done your research on what would have been good for her, because she's making me feel that sometimes what she took in, like her stomach and stuff like that, wasn't always so settled, you know?
Correct. Yes.
And I feel like she's also giving me that the people that you knew in your life, she knew a lot of them too, or I listen and I care about the stories you told her about them. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Um, and she's just mentioning like how even if you just met someone for a short amount of time, the great impact that they can make in your life. Which I feel like she would have been very grateful for and acknowledged their existence, you know,
Yes.
and wanted to like keep in touch and know that they meant a big part of her life. She's just making me feel like this. I feel that there was a part of her that was wise beyond her years, you know, and she could be
Yeah.
so playful, but I feel like she could also be serious when it called for that, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
Because she's also making me aware of that there was responsibility that she also had on her shoulders towards other people. And she wanted to do her best. I feel like she was always trying to uplift people also who were battling a bit. She wanted to raise their spirits. And I feel like she did that just by her being her, you know?
Yes.
Okay. Um, And I feel that when I'm by the Christmas tree and I get a little gift, I feel that her heart was so big that she would actually just like hold back and watch other people open their presents. Because I
Yes.
feel like I want to see the joy on other people's faces, you know?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And I just feel like she's making me want to say that you're very dear to her, you know? And I feel that she told a lot of people about you, and how much you help her. And also she would have told people about you that were like-minded. So if you had something in common, I feel like, oh, my sister would know about that. But I feel like it's to do with like humanity and helping others, you know?
Yes. Yes.
There's something in common about that.
Yes.
Okay. And I feel like I'm hearing that song, We All Go Into the Woods Today. Well, I think it's a song, but I feel like there would be past memories of when you were a child. I feel like going into a wooded forest area and seeing
Yes, I understand. Yes.
like what can we find today, you know? Okay. And she's also showing me a big bird that may have been in the forest that flew by, you know? Can you take a big bird?
Yes.
I
Yes.
feel like I see a big bird flying
Yes.
above.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's showing me when she was really little that she has these socks that have like some holes in it. And I think it's because it was lace socks or like embroidered socks, you know?
I don't know that.
Like pretty socks, pretty white socks. Okay, let me keep going. Dress up. Let's see. And would she have had a hula hoop? Do you know a hula hoop?
Yes,
She would do the hula hoop?
I would do it.
You would do it. Oh, okay. She's showing me that. And she's also showing me fun times like a bull ride, you know, the mechanical bull.
Yep. Yes.
Okay. And in talking about like you got to have your cowboy boots on and your cowgirl hat on.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I feel
Yep.
that you went to a party or something, you know.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and you mustn't just drink like a drink you must put like have a cherry in your drink or make it exciting, you know.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And I feel like I get so excited when my number gets called. So it's a feeling of she played games or something like bingo or
Oh, yes.
um,
Yes,
I feel
definitely.
like I look forward to this.
Yes.
And she would have wanted people to also win who didn't have a lot, you know.
Yes.
Um, and she's showing me other ladies who I feel were around her who were like best friends and they were just laughing and chatting and being in their own little world or their own little bubble.
Yes.
Okay. And she's taking my awareness to strawberry jam. Did she like that jam
Yes.
specifically?
Yes.
Let's see what message. I feel like I'm hearing like all the good memories and times that we spent together will always be in your heart. And it's just, you need to just reflect back on them. And then it's like they come to life, like a movie, like the never ending story movie, you know?
Oh.
Yeah. And I feel like that will give you hope and keep you going and give you strength in the times that you need. And to always believe that things will always work out because you loved and looked after. So I leave her with her love.
Thank you. Do you want a little feedback?
Yeah, thanks.
That was my mom. Her favorite color was purple. And she was talking about the birthday candles. My sister's birthday was this past week. That was her daughter. And I was just out there this morning watering a new flower left over from last year and taking away the dead leaves. And I did Reiki on her all the time. And if I couldn't do it in person, I sent it long distance to her.
Yeah.
Every
Oh,
piece that you gave was pertinent, except the only thing I didn't understand was the socks.
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome. Thank you.
Candice, I was really kind of thrilled when in listening to the evidence that you put together. And specifically, I want to talk about riding the mechanical bull and hula hooping. Okay, because I'll ask Rene first of all, you understood that information, Rene?
Yes, I made hula hoops for everybody, and we would hula hoop together. And we used to go to a country bar all the time, and I would ride the mechanical bull, and I always had on a cowboy hat and cowboy boots, just like
Okay.
she said.
So
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 that's
she
great memory.
understood this, okay, but that is such an obscure piece of information. Okay. I know a lot of times mediumship is criticized because people feel that the information that the medium provides is too general. Okay. But you came out and you come up with hula hooping and riding mechanical bulls. What are the odds of that? So can you talk to our YouTube audience a little bit about trust in mediumship and about trusting the information you're getting?
Yeah. It's all about trust and surrendering, hey, to be as comfortable and um to be so comfortable so that you can like lean into their past loved one so that you are able to uh, listen to what they are trying to get across, their story, so that you can tell their story as they are giving it to you. So I saw those pictures, they showed me clairvoyantly the bull and the hula hoop. So you just got to trust and say what they give you, like say what you get.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. That's fascinating. That was great. So really great to see that work. All right, JoAnn, are you feeling it?
I am. That
Righty.
was beautiful. Of course, Rene, thank you for that reading, and Candice, that was beautiful. And the whole thing of trust, because that is a major thing, especially when we work with one another. Trust is a big thing. So I know I'm with you, Tamara. And I know that your husband's coming through. And as I was sitting through it, and I'm sitting with his energy coming through, and most of you know that I sort of draw and do like spirit art. It was interesting because I had drawn him before. But as I was drawing, I'm like, this is interesting. It doesn't look like you. And and, and I know it's your husband because he's very charismatic, very charming, very good looking. But I find at times he was very serious. And it's interesting, you know how some people are very attractive and they don't take him seriously? I think and sometimes he felt that way about him. Would you understand that about him? I mean, you probably wouldn't have, but he sometimes he was a serious person. Would you understand that about him?
I think he had,
He had moments of that.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And as I was leaning into him and he was sharing with me, he wants to thank you. Basically, you anchored him. That's what I'm feeling around him. Like you anchored him. Um, and he wanted to talk about your son. And I'm like, okay. Um, I'm feeling right now, well, he gave me the image about him resembling him. Does your son resemble your husband? He has a little bit of you, but he resembles him too. Because the image was that I'm like, what is it? Like he has your coloring, but he has his thickness of his hair. And I was trying to, so is he a merge of both of you? Because
He resembles my husband in temperament.
okay. Um, Thank you for that because I felt there's a longing that he gave me, and he wanted to mention your son, love your son. And there's a longing for his father right now. Would you understand that?
Yeah, I would
Okay,
understand.
thank you. And he really wanted to talk about that. He knows that he's taken a trip. He knows there's something that I want to press upon because he's really um, pressing that on me about the longing. And I want to sit there and I feel that is like, is there an anniversary of his death coming up? Because there's like a longing, and this brings it up, or something significant that's coming up that will bring up the longing of him not being there, that he can. Would you
Spot,
understand?
spot
Okay,
on.
okay. That's what I'm feeling. Thank you. And he wants to go back to you, Tamara, and he. It's like he is. Oh, he's wanting to say, he's standing on your shoulders. I've never used that phrase before. And he's given me the feeling that he wouldn't have made it this far without you. Would you understand that? Like you were the anchor through this process into the, even though he leaned heavily on you for a lot of things. Would you understand that around him? Okay, in your relationship. He asked if he had a question, he had concern, he would always bring that to you and get your opinion around it. Would you understand that? The relationship that you had, like if he had something, he would bring it to you, and that's what he's sharing with me. That he would, if it wasn't like a hey Tamara and have a discussion or talk it, but he would ask you a question, is get your opinion on it. Is more that's the feeling and the flavor that I'm getting
Yeah, I think
around.
a lot of things. Yeah, I think with a lot of things. Yeah.
Okay. And now he's bringing me, it's he loves the snow, and he's bringing me to a mountain scene, but it's not. It's inside, and it's a cozy environment, and it's always not it's always, but he's showing me a beautiful scenic um, window with a fireplace, and it's warm and cozy. It's like his favorite place to be. Would you understand that? Because he's just giving me this is where he likes to be.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
And in those moments that he spend with you, because I feel I see it like I don't know if it's coffee or hot chocolate. You're sitting in these like they're like club chairs, like these big, like that's what I see, club chairs. If they're not club chairs, they're two chairs like facing the fireplace. That's how I see it. And he's giving me the sense of you and him in these chairs facing the fireplace. And I may not be getting the description of what he's trying to present to me. And he just he just wants to say thank you for being there, despite some of the hardships he brought to you. Sometimes it was hard to bear. Would you understand that?
I would. Yeah.
But he's coming through with a lot of love and I'm hearing like regret, like there's decisions that he made. He just wants to say sorry and he regrets that. But he knows, he's giving me the feeling that you've forgiven him.
Mhm. True.
And he's also giving me the feeling that he's there. But also the what he's giving me the feeling is that also he shows up and this and right here, like right now, it's to a reminder that he is still there. And you are a beautiful woman. And I wish I had cherished you more. Um, and he's going back to that same scene of you both. He just loved that time he spent with you. And he just goes back to that same scene with the fireplace and with you, both of you conversing. It's like his favorite time. And he wants to leave with, if you can just give an extra hug to your son, to both of your sons. I feel like your daughter is very strong. I don't know how many kids, but I feel like your daughter who has the she has light hair, blonde hair, very strong and very wise. It's giving the impression very wise and strong. You have another daughter, right? Do you have three children? The youngest
Yeah.
one, she's dark hair. Does she have dark hair?
She's darker than
Darker hair. Yeah. I feel that his death really affected the two oldest, because I don't know when he had passed away, but I felt like the younger one was very fairly young when he passed away. Or okay, I'm not getting the feeling on that, but I'm going to leave you his love. I can't sort of fading on that, but there's this, he's just suppressing on your older two, because I don't, I'm getting the feeling that the youngest one was younger and the older two got to know him better. And so he has more an impression on them. I'll leave his love with you, Tamara.
Oh, that was beautiful, JoAnn. Wow. Give you some feedback. Wow, the most um, incredibly evidential and beautiful message, which I will pass along, is that that there's something coming up that will bring that longing, and that's my son's birthday.
Ah, yeah, I don't know why he couldn't tell me birthday of his son, but he gave me that feeling. Yeah, it's so funny. Sometimes it's mediums like, could you just tell me? Yeah.
And it's because my son, because they liked to go skiing, and I had stopped skiing, and
Mm.
they would always be together for my son's birthday, for the
Oh,
5 years, before my husband's passing. And so, they were together for his birthday. So that makes perfect sense.
Oh, okay. That makes sense to me why he was showing me the ski. Well, it was actually ski a lodge, and I didn't say that, but that's what I felt.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's also very evidential too, because, there is a house with a very big window with a fireplace, where we would have coffee and hot chocolate, and it was warm and cozy, and snow would be outside. And, we all loved it, and he loved it too. So that's another piece of really evidential and great information. And the third one then would be the daughters. Oh, and let me just tell you why you were getting the younger, like you were kind of, it was like, what is he trying to tell me about the younger? It's because the two were closer together in age. And then the third one, there was a 5.5 year separation.
Oh, okay.
It was hard to kind of pull it apart.
Yes.
But you were getting there. Yeah, you were getting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you.
Appreciate it too, very much. Got me a little teary-eyed.
Yeah.
No.
JoAnn, that was beautiful to listen to, but I want to ask you about something. You brought up a term that I don't think we've ever used on this channel, and that's the term spirit art. So I'm going to tell our YouTube audience that JoAnn is a spirit artist, and I would like you to take a moment and explain what that is, if you don't mind.
Yeah. So spirit art, well, to start off that I love doing any kind of artistic thing. And I do mediumship, but then I ask spirit to present themselves and I draw them. And sometimes I'm really accurate, sometimes I'm not, because the fact that I may be communicating with the mother and then I'll draw the grandmother, but they're there sometimes. But I love it because it's another way of communicating. And that's why I like seeing them when they present themselves to me. Um, yeah, so it's a form of another way of communicating to present to someone to consider that their spirit is here with you with the drawing. Yeah.
So what you're saying is even though you've never, like if you have a client come into you, okay, and you're talking to their spirits, okay, and obviously you've never met this client before, you could potentially draw their people who have crossed over. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Stay tuned, YouTube land. We're going to learn more about that. Thank you. All right. We've got Elise and Tammy. Who wants to go next? Tammy, thank you. Go ahead.
I'll give it a shot. But after that reading, I could have totally started tearing up, but I'm like, oh, we're live, I can't do that. So anyway, let me just go back, after that. And I did have a man here. Let's just, I'm going to pull him back in. Okay. Yes, he's still here. Okay, so I have a man here who will be a direct family relative on the paternal side. He shows me playing cards, and that's the first thing he's showing me is playing cards. And I do feel that he's with a group of people playing cards. It does feel like it's men. And the other thing that he had shown me that just kind of popped up was a black metal box. And I felt like in this black metal box, there may have been darts, because I also feel that he also played darts. And a name had come through before. I don't remember what it was. So I'm going to wait and see how that goes. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so I'm getting the name Rodney. So Rodney has just come in. And so let me get one more piece of information and then I'm going to check in with you. So let me just see where he wants to go with this. Okay, he also shows me that at one point he would have driven a truck. So let me just check in with you to see who he is here for, because I'm not feeling like I want to go in any particular direction with who he's here for. So like to play cards, played with a group, and liked also to play darts, and would have driven a truck at some point, and possibly with the name Rodney. But Rodney could be around him.
I'm
Um,
listening, but I can't take the name.
Okay, okay. How about you, Candice?
I can take everything except the cards, and he would know of a person around me whose name is Rodney.
Okay. Interesting though, because the cards, that was the first thing he came in with.
I know. I just don't know. I just don't know.
Oh, it's that you don't know. Okay.
I
And
don't know.
okay, thank you. But and there's somebody around you that named Rodney. Okay. And JoAnn, can you take the cards then?
I can take the cards and the what'd you say, the darts?
Yes.
And then being around um a group of people.
Right.
Um but I can take, I believe, a truck, but not the name Romney.
Okay. And also, this black metal box? Would you understand a black metal box?
I believe he was very handy.
Okay.
I do.
Okay. And you as well, Candice, you can understand this black metal box?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you understand darts being in this black metal box? Or hold on one second, hold on. Or something sharp in
I
the
don't.
black.
Yeah.
Okay. You understand that, Candice? Okay. I'm guessing that I'm probably with Candice just because of the box and the name. Although the cards, oh, but you know somebody with around you that plays the cards, you said, right? Okay. So, well, both of you, I'm going to work with Candice a little, but keep listening, JoAnn, just in case. So let's just see where he's going to go with that. So, okay, so he's walking. Oh golly, let's just see. Those are the first things that he brought in that are a little bit different, but okay. So I think I may recognize him because now he's walking up a hillside and kind of looking out over the hillside. Let me just see if you can show me something else. Okay, this is kind of interesting and different. He's talking about how would have liked he would have liked a pool. So I'm feeling some kind of pool, or he would have liked to have a pool or to put in a pool. Do you understand that, Candice, too?
Yeah.
I understand. Oh,
You understand that too? And you understand that too? Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry, JoAnn. You understand that too, Candice?
Yes.
And it's the way he's saying, I would have liked to. To me, that's saying there was no pool, but he would have liked to have a pool there. Would you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Um, because he's also saying that what he would imagine, and it's not clear whether he shared this with you, but he imagines like one of the things he would like about it is to have all these different floaty things in it, that you could float around on. And so he's sharing that with me that that would be one of the things he would like to have is these different things that you would float around on.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So he's saying that he he's saying that he wasn't a big reader and that he liked things short and sweet, get to the point. Um, and he's also mentioning, oh, well, I have to, we were just talking about trust. So just trust and say it. He's also talking about guitar playing. So I don't feel that he played guitar, but I feel like there's somebody around that maybe played guitar that he
Yeah.
liked or liked the sound of it. Would you understand
Yeah.
that?
Like the sound of that music. Yeah.
Okay, okay, thank you. And the thing just before that, I forgot to check in with you just to see. But I'll move on from it 'cause now I don't remember what he told me. Um, oh, about the reading. Would you understand that? That he short
Yeah.
and sweet, like things like let's get to the point um, and I do feel that at some point, he's being very specific, which I'm really appreciating. At some point, he's showing me there was something with the top of his hands, and I feel like they're like he's scratching them a lot, so maybe they're dry for some reason. And okay, and that was hard for him because he worked with his hands a lot.
Yeah.
So like that was something that was very bothersome for him. Um, and he's also bringing my attention also to some gloves. Oh, he's saying that he should have started. I feel like he didn't wear gloves before, and because he's saying that I should have started wearing gloves like a long time ago, and I just didn't.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I started wearing them, and they're actually quite nice gloves. They look like new, these tan, kind of tan gloves that look kind of new. And that's what's making me realize as well that they're not terribly worn in, so that, he didn't wear them before, and he wishes he had worn them more earlier. So let's just see. Let me just feel into the Rodney part, because Rodney is someone around you.
Mhm.
Okay, so let me just see if he has a message for Rodney. Okay, so he's talking about Rodney, like a young whippersnapper, and something about Rodney kicking his heels up. Um, okay, I can feel him getting ready to kick his heels up a little. So I think he's encouraging Rodney to, have some fun and to not be so serious.
Yeah.
And okay, and to kick his heels up. And oh, that's interesting. He said to understand that life is just a game.
Okay.
Okay. And it's a game it's a game you're playing.
Mhm.
And you can win because you can have anything you want. You just have to play it right, know how to play it, and wish for what you dream for. And it's as simple as that, which I'd like to point out goes right around with what he said, short and sweet, say it like it is. And
Yeah.
so I'm going to leave you with that message for Rodney.
Oh, thanks. That was very good. That was my father-in-law, I feel. Yeah, he knew Rodney. And he was all about darts, and he gave my son a metal box. So that was very specific. And he loved listening to music, especially when it was the guitar. His favorite song, I don't know what it's called, but it was playing the guitar for a long period of time before they actually sang, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he worked with his hands. And the Rodney who you're talking about does kick up his heels and has fun, and does like a game. So in a way, so I can take it. It's really resonates. Thank you.
Good. Oh, thanks, Candice.
Thanks.
Thank him for coming.
Well, that was an absolutely fascinating reading, Tammy. And I was listening to you, and what really struck me was the fact, first of all, when you were talking about the pool, okay, obviously you saw a pool there, but then you went back and you said somehow, okay, you figured out that he doesn't have a pool. He just wanted to have a pool. That's what you said. Okay. And then you also did the same thing with the guitar. You said, I see a guitar. And then you said, I think he just likes the sound of the guitar. He doesn't play. Okay. So can you kind of elaborate on how um, you got more information about that piece of information? What made you want to go look into that further? Do you have any insights on that?
Yeah, well, what's interesting is mediums, as we know, we're constantly changing, and the way we read is changing, and we're learning, and we're becoming more and more open. The more we trust, which has come up, the more we surrender, which has come up. And so, actually, I didn't see those things, those two things. I actually telepathically heard him say, I always wanted a pool. And because he wanted a pool,
Okay.
and I know that JoAnn, only because I've seen a photo or something, JoAnn, there's a pool around JoAnn and it exists. And so, that was, I knew that, every once in a while we know some stuff because we've been together a while. But it was that he said, I always wanted a pool. So I knew he wanted it. He never had it. And it was the same with the second thing, but I felt into it. And then, but I did get an image of all the different the floaty things, and so then I could tell, oh, and he would like those. He would like to have those in there. So it was kind of a, two different things happening at once as we open, like, and all of our senses are taking in all of this information. And then the second one was, I don't remember what you asked about the second one.
The guitar.
The guitar.
How you knew he liked listening.
Yes, once again, he said, I always liked guitar. And my mind, then my questioning mind said, I wonder if you played the guitar. Did you play it? And then I just didn't feel like he was playing the guitar. I didn't see any images of him playing the guitar. I didn't feel like he was playing the guitar. So then I knew I just knew, oh, then you just like the music around you, because I didn't see it. I didn't feel it, him playing. And so then I just knew. So I would say, yeah, that's the way that worked.
All right. That's a great insight. Thank you. Thank you for that. Right, Elise, are you feeling it? All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Thanks, Carol. Rene, I think I'm with you, but everyone listen and pop in if something's not going right here. Give me a, I have two spirits here, two spirits together. They know one another very well. I don't know if this is husband, wife, brother, sister. It feels more like brother, sister. Could be the other. Anyway, there's this very connected. They're kind of playing games this morning, showing me all sorts of things, and they're talking about they're just okay. Let's see. Let me slow them down because they're both very they're very excited. At first they were giving me this grumpy kind of lady, like sour grapes lady. That's the word, sour grapes lady. Oh, sour grapes lady. Because then they later gave me like Lucille Ball that's stomping the grapes in that one of her shows.
Yes.
And so then it went to a lot of TV shows and I got Cheryl and Daryl, and then it was like, oh, like Daryl and Daryl, which I know that's another show, but I don't know what that is. But so I don't know what these rhyming names are. But that feels like brother and sister. They're just teasing one another and playing with one another. And there's something about these TV shows also, because she's dressed up like Lucille Ball or the lady, or because she has this.
I would understand that.
You do or don't?
Yes.
You do?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Like this sour grapes, but then she's like giggling over here. I'm thinking, okay, this is not, oh, you're dressed as that, and then you're really just having fun with this. This is not really who you are. Yeah, so she's dressed up and they're playing. And a moment ago, I had a red cardinal land right there on my deck and looked me in the face. So
Yes.
yeah.
Significant.
Let's see, what else were they doing? They're just like yin and yang, these two. I mean, they're just like they kind of like go together and opposite at the same time. But they're having a lot of fun. They love each other very much. They had me draw this heart with all the light. It's like a sunshine with the rays of sunshine, but it's a heart. So there's like this rays of love shooting out everywhere. But they were like running and chasing. He's chasing her when they're younger or something. They're running, but then also older. If it's just him, but he ran for exercise and maybe even like in a race or something with a on his chest. he would run. And she did not, just he was the runner when they were older. She was not. Is that correct?
He would run, but he didn't run in races.
Okay, but he would run older, but she did not when she was older. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. What else? Like, yay, yay, this is fun game. There's a lot of games,
Yes.
like playing games and
Yes.
competition. And yeah, inside, outside. It didn't matter if it was board games or like
Yes.
badminton or
Yes.
volleyball, or I mean, there was always just all of that. And also there's swimming, and they're like swimming a race. They're like, who can get first, get to the dock first, or get to the float first, or they're just these two especially. There's more around them, more siblings, but these two really lovingly, they both say, like, lovingly, let's emphasize that, we're very competitive. So what else do they want to talk about here together? They just want to be together today instead of separated. What else? He was very helpful to her. It's like she, let's see, like handyman, he like did things for her.
Yes.
Repair and do and
yes, I understand that.
And I can't quite get this. She's showing her like being alone, living alone at some point.
Yes, she did. Yes.
He would go and see and do and do things for her. Also they're dancing.
Yes.
Dancing under, did someone say this earlier, or maybe they were talking about the disco ball?
Yes.
Talking about the disco
I understand that. Yes.
There's a lot of lights and a lot of music.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of friends around, a lot of gatherings all the time. It's also, he's talking about, are they? I'm not sure. He helped her in school as well.
I'm sure he helped all of us.
Yeah, he helped her with, he's talking about math. I mean, he's helping her with her math. Okay, and now she's talking. She's like, get out of the way. Let me talk. Let me talk.
That's her.
She's talking about crocheting, like wall hangings that are crocheted, like an owl.
Oh, yes. Yeah, she did. Yeah.
On her wall.
Yes.
And so she was like, she said, I was hippie-like. I did the hippie.
Yes.
Hippie stuff. Yeah, she's just talking about, she's showing me like in long flowing things and bell bottom, not jeans, but these flowing long pants. And
yes, she always wore them. Yes.
and she's showing me red lipstick.
Yes, I understand.
And these hoop earrings.
I don't remember that. I'm not sure.
And what else? That's sweet. That's him. What else? Okay, here's your opportunity. She said she's so used to him being the megaphone in the room that she's now all of a sudden she doesn't know what to say. Even though she has plenty. What else do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? She's talking about this big seashell, like a conch, holding this conch up to her.
Yep, I understand.
Listening to the waves. She's like, listen to this, me, listen.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
The waves and the shell. She said it's so exciting. She said, oh, I can go to the beach every day now.
Yes.
Every day. She's very emotional. She loved that very much.
Yes.
She loved the water. She loved the beach. She loved the sand. She loved getting a suntan.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like always in her bathing suit. If she doesn't have her
Yes.
clothes on, she has her bathing suit.
Yeah.
Her bikini, she said, as little as possible
Yes.
in the sun. Yeah, she loved being there. Okay, this is out of left and right field. She's talking about Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre. Jane and Emily. Are there a Jane? Is there a Jane and Emily? Emily Bronte and Jane Eyre. I don't know where that's coming from.
Are you saying a J name?
Jane, Jane, Jane.
Yeah, I know a Jane. Yes,
And
with around her. Yeah,
okay, what about an Emily? She's giving me those names together.
I know an Emily.
Okay. Okay. So she's going like this, and she's like, your friend and my friend. Your friend and my friend. Well, that's a strange way. I don't know why she gave me those books. Well, she was a reader as well. She's reading on the beach. That's what we're talking about. Do you understand her reading on the beach, reading books?
No.
No. Why is she talking about Jane Eyre? I don't know. Okay, anyway. Boop, boop. Where am I? Oh, to the end. Let's see if we have a message. Message. They're just dancing. They're having a party. She said, let's have a party. It's time to celebrate. It is time to celebrate in your life. It's celebration time. They're all very grateful where you are now, and not that all the difficulties are over, but that you are in a better place, and know, she wants you to know, and know that we help to provide that, all of us together.
Oh.
Want to make sure that you're okay. Oh, they're very emotional now. They just wanted to make sure that you were okay and cared for and loved, because they were not here to help you through this time that you've been having. And they commend you on your great faith, and to always have it, because you will always be well. And I leave you with their love.
Oh. Just as you said that message, his time started to go. And Lucille Ball was very significant. His daughter was all about Lucille Ball. And this weekend is her wedding anniversary. And we danced and danced. The whole family was there. It was a great celebration. I'm going tonight where there will be a disco ball. And he's all about dancing. And I know they had their hand in helping everything with my house. So they're making me really emotional. Thank you. And thank you for that.
Oh my gosh, Elise, that was again so pretty. Okay. The part that I really thought was interesting about that is that you said she held the conch shell up to her ear and she was listening to the ocean. And she said, I can go to the beach whenever I want. Okay. And the look on Rene's face was wonderful. Okay. Because I think that was just so meaningful for her. Am I right about that, Rene?
Yes,
Okay.
I forgot about that part. She would actually do that. And she had her kitchen remodeled and had conch shells in there. She loved going to the beach.
Okay. And you managed to pull forward that piece of evidence, Elise, saying that she was listening to it and that she could go to the beach whenever she wanted. And so I was just curious, like, when you were talking to her, did she volunteer that information to you, or did you ask her what she's doing now, or how did it come about? Can you?
I usually just let them tell me what they want to say. I usually don't ask questions, but today I asked, as I was sitting here, for whatever reason, to give me a lot of evidence, which don't really care about that usually, but it was like, give me some, something really meaningful and evidential. And then all of a sudden I could just see her in the shell.
Okay. All right.
Shell to her ear.
And obviously that was a profound thing for Rene too. So thank you.
Yes,
Really well done.
Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh, now I have to follow all these wonderful readings. Oh. All right, let me see what I can grab here. So, okay. Okay, as I turn my attention to the spirit world, the very first thing that comes through for me is the name Herb. And I'll tell our YouTube audience that sometimes what happens with me when I'm reading is that spirit will direct my attention to something that I know, okay, to make it relative to my sitter's field of knowledge. And I'll tell you, I know an herb, a herb, okay, but I'm going to throw it out here first and ask, do any of you know a herb in spirit? Okay, all right. So
I
you
don't know. I know of a Herb, but I don't know if he's in spirit. Someone from my past, but I don't know if he's in spirit.
okay, all right, I can work with that too. Okay, so, and Tammy, you have the same thing?
Well, I know of somebody in spirit named Herb.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I thought this was going to be my herb, but all right. So let's run with this and see what
I didn't
herb.
know well, so
Okay. I feel like this herb would have been a man of average build, and that in his later years he wore hearing aids. Would you know that, Tammy?
I would imagine, but I don't know that for sure.
Okay. Elise, what about you?
Average build, yes. Hearing aids, I have no idea.
No idea. Okay. All right. Let's lean into him a bit more. I feel like his politics were extremely conservative. Um, just a very by the book man, very much in rules and regulations. Does that make sense to you, Tammy?
That's something I wouldn't know. I do know a fair amount about him, but I don't know about that.
Okay. All right. What about you, Elise?
I'm not sure. I can kind of understand the rules and regulations, but I don't know anything about his politics.
Okay. All right. So, for the benefit of my YouTube audience here, I'm going to have to go back to Spirit and ask Spirit to tell me something that my sitter would definitely know. Okay. Because I went in with the strategy that Elise mentioned. Okay. Where she said, I kind of let Spirit say what they want to say. And when I try to go in with that same strategy, Spirit is not giving me enough information to separate my sitters here. So I'm going to ask Spirit to give me something very specific. All right, this is strange, but what I see is old wooden wheels. All right, and it's the old wood that is important here. But this wood is like 100 years old, unfinished, and looks like it's been in the rain. So, do either of you understand old wood related to herb? You don't? Okay. Elise, what about you?
I understand. I maybe both living in an old wooden house at the time that I knew him.
There's old wood here.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
old wood siding, on the house, but that's
Yeah.
all that I
It's
know.
been in the rain. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. All right. Tammy, I do believe I'm with Elise. So thank you for listening. And Elise, may I work with you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's see what we've got to say here. I feel like this man had trouble with his knees and had a bit of uh, a shuffle to his walk. Would you understand that?
I think the knees, I don't know about the walk. I haven't seen him in 100 years. I'm not really,
Okay. All
so I
right.
don't really know what happened when he was older.
Okay. All right. I'm going to, and so for the benefit of our YouTube audience, okay, Elise does not know what happened to this man later in life. So I'm going to go back and ask him to show me something earlier in his life. And and now that I've asked him to move back, I actually believe, I feel like this man was friendly with children and would give you candy. Do you remember him giving you candy?
No, but he was friendly with children.
He was friendly with children. Okay.
Might have given them candy, other children, actually.
Okay. All right. I see him handing candy to children.
That's possible.
And let's see what else. I see I wish I knew my cars better. An old black car in his driveway, and it looks to me like it might be something from like the early 60s. So would the time period on the car be right?
No.
No? Okay. All right. I wish I knew more about cars. It's
I can't remember what he.
okay.
Mhm.
I feel like this man fished for relaxation. Would he have fished? Do you know?
Possibly.
Possibly. Okay.
No.
Hmm. This is interesting. He's not the best communicator in the world.
Yeah, I got him to take.
Okay, all right. So for our YouTube audience, sometimes that's evidential because when they don't communicate in, while they're here on Earth, they don't communicate on the other side either. But so sometimes getting information is like pulling teeth. Speaking of teeth, I think his were false. Do you remember if he had false teeth?
Not when I knew him.
No? Okay. All right. Something's going on with the teeth here. This is annoying me.
Let's see.
I'm hearing the name Randy around him. Would there have been a Randy around him?
I understand that, yes.
Okay. And now the other thing that I see is one of those very old, this is really old. It's a sign for a gas station. Okay. Like they used to have those round gas station signs that had the white background. Okay. Would you understand like one of those? I think they're enameled gas station
Right.
signs
I
around.
understand it. I don't know why it's with him, but
Okay. All right. Yeah, there's this gas station sign popping in here all of a sudden. Feel like he was a smoker. Do you understand him smoking?
yeah, I think he did. Yes,
Okay.
he did.
Okay. And there's not really huge amount of information here. Elise, this is just one of these weird things that happen every once in a while, but I'm going to see if I can see why Herb is here today. Herb wants to talk about taking chances. All right. And
Oh, okay, I understand that. That's funny.
okay. All right. He's talking about taking chances. Let's see what he's got to say. He's talking about taking chances but minimizing risk. So what he's saying is that sometimes it's uncomfortable to take a chance on something that you don't know for sure what the outcome will be, but he said a lot of times that you can improve your odds if you're smart about the chance that you take. Think it through. Think of the negative outcomes, the possible negative outcomes. Okay. And then take your chance wisely. But he's encouraging you to take a chance. Okay. And I will leave you that with light and love. And thank you for letting me serve spirit. So,
Thanks, Carol.
okay. So who's Herb? Why is he crashing our circle this morning?
Very interesting. Well, I love the message, and that makes sense.
Okay.
This was for my 30s. I mean, I haven't seen this man since then. I mean, that's a couple years ago.
Okay.
And yeah, so let me see. It was interesting with the wood and the house because there's a road, right? I live here. He lives a few houses down. And then Randy, who I don't think he knew, but he lived down the street as well. I knew both of them. He didn't know him, but he lived on the same street, which is crazy. I was like, okay. He did smoke. And then the other thing, taking the chance, that's kind of funny. So we had a mutual friend. And so he walked over one day. I was single, and he walked over to my house one day and knocked on the door. I knew him. He knocked on the door, but he wanted to ask me out. So he took this big chance, and I said no. So it was a real big chance, and I was like, oh, what are you doing? I mean, because we were friends, the three of us. So that was really funny when you said he to take
That's interesting. Okay.
And we were both friends, but I was like, yeah, no thanks.
So he took the chance, but now is there something in your life where you
need
to
now exactly. Yeah, yes, absolutely. So
he came back from the other side to rub your nose in it. How about that?
Well, or he's still here. I don't even know. Like I said, I haven't seen this man in 30-something years. But anyway.
That's funny. Oh,
that's very funny.
Yeah, Tammy. Sorry, you got your hand raised.
I do, yeah, intentionally, because I just wanted to say for the YouTube audience that was an amazing amount of information, especially the names that you got, because that's such a difficult thing to do, to be going in and out of using your left and right brain like that. Because since you're you're guiding this YouTube, all of this, and explaining to our YouTube audience what you're doing at the time, that's so hard. They wouldn't understand how difficult it is to do that, to be going, from your left brain back into the right brain, because you have to intentionally move that left brain aside and just stay in that right brain to get that continuous information. So to go back and forth like that, I commend you.
But you brought up a good point, Tammy, and I'm glad you did, because if any of you out there are considering getting a mediumship reading, it's much easier for the medium if you let the medium talk and you don't force them into the other side of their brain. Okay. Because like Tammy said, it is a journey to get back there. So, but I thank you for that. I'm working on that skill. So.
Hey, Carol, can I say one other thing too about this? He just kind of nudged me.
Sure.
When you were talking about the gas station and the old sign, I kind of was saying to him, tell her what you do. Tell her what you do. And I met him at the fire station because he was a fireman.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's
so it's got the gas station. I was like, okay, yeah, no, but almost.
That was a gas station sign. That's what it did. Kind of reminded me of those old enamel gas station signs. So, okay. All right. Rene, you got something going on?
I just wanted to throw a spin on this. I tried to raise my hand, but I couldn't get unmuted. And so I was listening. And once you went to Elise, I didn't say anything. But talk about economy of spirits, because I remember an Herb, but I couldn't place who he was. But I remember him always saying, everyone gets my name wrong. They don't call me Herb. They call me Herb. And it's not Herb. It's Herb. And I remember bad knees and the shuffling and the smoking, the old wagon wheel, the wooden wagon wheel, the old time signs of the gas stations, and the message was perfect. But it's called the economy of spirits. If YouTube world doesn't know, sometimes two people can take the information and all the information interlaces so they can understand. And even sometimes when they say, give me something specific, they can still take it. So me as a medium, I let both of them take it and let them understand it. And sometimes they can both understand the same message. And sometimes I step in and separate and do two separate messages if Spirit wants me to do that. So I just wanted to put a spin on that.
And thanks for that spin, because talking about that, I'm glad you brought it up. I actually saw a medium do a demonstration where the spirit in question was a young man who was killed in a motorcycle accident. And she's giving this information, and two families on opposite sides of the room stood up, the entire families. Okay. And the medium's giving one piece of information after another. Both families can take it. And then finally, she said, okay, this is going to separate this. She said, he is telling me that everybody in the family got a tattoo with his name on it. Both families pulled their sleeve up to show their tattoos with his name on it. Okay. And Rene's quite correct about that. That's called the economy of spirit. So, happen to get messages for two people today. So kind of cool. But thank you. And thank you, mediums. Again, wonderful session again. And thank you for our YouTube audience for watching us. We're going to be back next Saturday, same time. We hope you'll join us. But in the meantime, I'm going to say a closing prayer, and I hope you will join us, please. Holy Father, Mother God, thank you for allowing us to come together today in service of spirit. Thank you for this gift of mediumship that you've given us, and allow us to use this precious gift to help others who need your healing and love. Bless all of our friends and loved ones and protect them from sickness and harm. Bring joy into the lives of people who have sorrow, health into the lives of people who have illness, and abundance to the lives of people who have little. Thank you for the lessons that you've given us today, and help us to continue to build a relationship with you that is based on love and trust. And always, please help us to be the lights that change this world for the better. Amen.
Amen.
All right.